What if I told you that the difference between financial freedom and being stuck in the rat race could come down to one simple number, the amount of XRP you hold right now? That's right. Today, we're going to break down exactly how much XRP you would need to join the top 1% of holders, and the answers may shock you. This is not financial advice. Think about it. Throughout history, moments like these don't come around often. Bitcoin had its window, Ethereum had its moment. And now, all eyes are on XRP. The question isn't just whether XRP will explode, but how prepared you'll be when it does. But here's the twist. Most people are dead wrong about what it really takes to break into the XRP elite. And by the end of this video, you'll know the truth, backed by hard numbers, insider chatter, and the latest community buzz. Now, let's set the stage. XRP isn't just another altcoin bouncing around the charts. It was designed for a purpose: fast, scalable, and built for global settlement. While everyone else is caught up in meme coins, real institutional players are quietly lining up behind XRP. Why? Because it solves the trillion-dollar bottleneck of cross-border payments. And if institutions are positioning themselves now, doesn't it make sense for retail holders like us to understand exactly where we stand in this wealth distribution? Here's where it gets really interesting. Recent wallet distribution reports reveal something that most people don't realize. Owning just a few thousand XRP can already put you into the top percentage tiers of all holders worldwide. But wait until you hear the actual cutoff for the top 1%. It's way lower than you probably think. Stick with me, because when I reveal that number, you're going to question everything about your current position. But let's take a step back. What's fueling this conversation right now? It's not just speculation. XRP's price action has been quietly consolidating, and the community on X has been going wild. High engagement tweets are dropping daily, with predictions ranging from conservative $5 estimates all the way to mind-blowing four-figure targets. Some influencers are even saying that when the liquidity floodgates open, XRP could reprice overnight. Could this be overhyped? Maybe. But when you combine the hype with the hard data, something fascinating emerges. Let's break it down with an analogy. Imagine you're at a poker table. Most players are sitting there with a handful of chips, not realizing the stakes are about to skyrocket. But the ones who prepared, who stacked their chips ahead of time, are the ones who walk away millionaires. That's what XRP feels like right now. The distribution numbers prove that the majority of wallets barely hold a few hundred tokens. So if you're sitting with thousands, you're already leagues ahead. But does that make you part of the 1%? Not quite. The real threshold is something I'll get to shortly, and when I do, I promise it'll make you rethink how close or far you really are. Now, let's stir the pot with what people are saying on X right now. One viral post claimed that owning just 10,000 XRP could someday equal millionaire status if price projections hit even mid-range targets. Another analyst fired back, saying the actual number is closer to 25,000 XRP to secure generational wealth. And then, in a plot twist, yet another expert pointed out that even 2,500 XRP might put you in the elite top percentile of holders globally because so few people actually accumulate in meaningful amounts. Who's right? That's the million-dollar debate raging across the community. But here's where it gets juicy. Let's look at historical precedent. When Bitcoin was under $100, early adopters argued over whether 10 BTC was life-changing or whether you needed hundreds. Fast forward a decade, and the people who had even a small handful ended up in the financial elite. Could XRP mirror that same trajectory? If history rhymes, then yes, the thresholds we're debating today might look laughably small in hindsight. Now I want to challenge you with a question. Are you thinking like the crowd, or are you thinking like the elite? Because the elite aren't worried about whether XRP is 0.50 or 0.60 right now. They're thinking long-term about positioning themselves in an asset that could be revalued by the very system it was built to serve. This isn't about retail trading. It's about being early in a global infrastructure shift. Let's talk numbers. Based on wallet distribution data floating around in the community, owning somewhere around 2,000 to 3,000 XRP already pushes you into the upper echelons of holders. Go higher, say 10,000 XRP, and you're firmly in territory that most people can only dream of. But if you want to truly claim the 1% badge, the whisper number I keep seeing again and again is between 20,000 and 25,000 XRP. That's it. Not millions, not hundreds of thousands, just tens of thousands. Suddenly, the impossible feels possible, doesn't it? But here's the kicker. How many people will actually act on this information? Most won't. They'll dismiss it, hesitate, or assume they have time. And that's exactly why so few ever make it to the top. Think about how many times you've seen opportunities pass because people didn't believe the math, didn't believe the timing, or didn't believe in themselves. XRP might just be the ultimate test of conviction. Of course, let's address the skeptics. Critics argue that XRP's legal battles, centralization concerns, or slow adoption could cap its upside. Fair points. But here's the counter. The legal uncertainty is clearing, centralization is misunderstood, and adoption doesn't need to be retail-driven. It just needs one or two massive institutional flows to flip the switch. And when that happens, supply shock takes over. Remember, XRP has a hard cap of 100 billion tokens, with a significant chunk locked up and out of circulation. Suddenly the math starts to look very bullish. So here's where we build to the climax. If you're doubting XRP like many are, I get it. Fear and skepticism are natural. But what if the doubters are wrong? What if, in 5 years, the people who quietly accumulated today are sitting in that top 1% while everyone else is left wishing they had acted? The thought of missing that window should light a fire in you, because these moments don't announce themselves. They just happen. And here's my bold prediction. The real winners won't be the ones obsessing over daily price swings. They'll be the ones who positioned themselves, held strong, and understood that being in the top 1% of holders isn't just about numbers. It's about mindset. If you can see what others don't and act before others do, then you're already ahead of the game. Let's wrap this up with some perspective. Today, you learned that the threshold for the XRP 1% isn't some unreachable figure. It's within striking distance for those who are serious. You saw how wallet data, community insights, and historical patterns all point to the same conclusion. The window of opportunity is open, but it won't stay open forever. The choice is yours. If this blew your mind, smash that like button, drop a comment with your personal XRP target, subscribe for more insider-level crypto alpha, and share this video with the community. Let's fuel the momentum together. Because if we're right about XRP, the moon isn't just a meme, it's the destination.